Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Wavy. In today's video I'm going to be doing an updated version of my Black Ops 4 video I did a while back on how to have no recoil on the Maddox. And I'll be showing you guys the hand cam of me shooting and having no recoil, and just going over some of the tips and tricks that I use to beam kids like I do. Because I get a lot of people saying that I use mods and stuff, which I've never used in any of my videos. I only used them in the mod videos, but all I've used is the Scuff Impact. And so yeah, people always think I'm cheating, but I'm actually always using the Scuff Impact. So I'm gonna go over how I play, and just how to have no recoil with a Black Ops 4, Black Ops 4 with the Maddox. Yeah, let's get right into it. So first off, let's talk about the setup. So for the setup, the one that I reckon, like the two biggest things, guys, is first you need to have a monitor. Monitor helps with your aim a lot. I run an Asus 24-inch monitor. It was like $200, I think, so it's one of the cheap ones you can get, but definitely just make sure it's like 1 millisecond, and make sure it's between like sizes 20 to 24 inches. That's really good. And then I recommend using paddles or scuff or some sort. If scuff's too expensive for you, then you can get the strike back, because their paddles are really good on that. Or you can get the new PS4 attachment or something that came out with the paddles. But I definitely recommend using paddles of some sort, because what paddles do, guys, is while you're aiming and jumping and stuff, you don't have to take your right hand off the right stick to press the buttons. You can keep it on, and that helps your aim a lot. Or you can do claw, and I did a tutorial on this, guys. Basically, you can do that, or like bumper jumper, stick and move, stuff like that. Basically, you just want to play where you don't have to take your right hand off the right stick ever in game. That's the main key in having good aim. Let me see what else. Oh, and also I recommend having a control freak. I don't know if this is a control freak, but it's basically the same thing. I got mine at GameStop, guys. They have them at GameStop, but it's a long concave in one, and I just put it in my right stick, and that helps a lot. And yeah, I have 4 paddles. You really only need 2 paddles though, slide and jump, but I just use these 2 for square and triangle. And that's the setup that you need, and that I would recommend. Alright, so here are the settings that I would recommend, guys. For sensitivity, you want to kind of have a lower sense to have good aim. Pros use between like a 5 to 7 sense, so I would recommend that. I use 6.6, and I highly recommend, whatever your sensitivity is, putting 0.75. This basically means when you're ADSing, the sensitivity becomes slower than it normally is, and it helps with aim. So I highly recommend that. Make sure you have aim assist on. Take off vibration, guys, if you haven't. That helps with aim too. If you're used to vibration, just take it off and try to get used to it. I used to play vibration, but when I took it off, it made me a lot better. And then the biggest other thing, guys, is using flip controls. Basically, instead of shoot with triggers, you shoot with this, and it makes you don't have to stretch your hand out as much, so it helps with holding the controller, and you get a faster input response using the bumpers. So I play with bumpers like that, and it just hurts too, my hand just pulling it back so far. It really does, and it's just so much more comfortable like that. So I highly recommend that. Graphics, that really doesn't matter. Audio, here are the best audio settings. Master volume, I put on 10. Put bass boost on. Off. Subtitles 0, 0, 10, 10, 0. Off, off. That's what I recommend. And yeah, and also the biggest thing is too, guys, is make sure you guys have a bandwidth. One way this helps with killing fast and stuff, you can close your app and reset it to reset your bandwidth, and you want to try to get to like at least 4K. But if you can't, just try to, you should know what your highest bandwidth is. Just try to get it before you play. It helps with killing fast. And again, you just close app, and it'll give you a new bandwidth once you do that. But yeah, that's really all for the settings, guys. I'll go over the custom game settings that I use to practice. I'll go ahead and talk about it. But basically, you want a great way to get your aim better. This is what I did, and I'm helping my friend to get better. I'm telling him the same thing. Is that every day you want to shoot at least a couple hundred bots. And before you play team, make sure you shoot bots. I still do that. But when you're starting off, just shoot a couple hundred bots every day. And then once you get your aim pretty good, just you shoot like 50 bots or something, and then play. But all pros, shoot bots before they play. It helps their aim. But definitely when starting out, just shoot a crap ton of bots. And then I just do a free for all and firing range, unlimited time, unlimited score, mini map on. You can do special weaponry. disabled if you don't like want the enemies killing you with their specials, but that doesn't really matter. And then just add the unlimited amount of bots, and you can put bot settings on recruit, but it doesn't really matter. But I just do maximum. So yeah, that's really all for the settings and stuff. I'll see you guys in the game.